I feel like I've forgotten something, but I don't know what. Hey, hello, how's it going? Should really be killing this big boy first, but whatever. It's not a big deal. Fucking die, Jesus. Love when you hit fuck all. Should just put all retaliate on, really. Early Rock is south. It's not south even, it's fucking east. What am I on about? Nah, I've already got the Jad pit. I just like to do Jad tasks because they're quite chill. I can just sort of basically just not really pay attention and just kind of AFK. I got the Jad pit like a couple weeks back. I've got a clip of it. I was going to upload the video in my next like Road to Max vid, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I don't think I've got enough clips for it yet, really, so I'm just kind of holding off. But it's there. Should also just be chilling behind Early Rock rather than running around. Don't know why the fuck I'm running around. How's everybody doing tonight? Also don't need this. I got absolutely fucked the other night doing this. I was like insanely tired after work. And oh hey Kirk, how's it going? I was insanely tired after work. And I was killing the 360s, and for some reason, like in my head, I was like, I've got to protect from melee. So I protected from melee and I stood there for like a good half a kill before I realised I was being smacked 40s, and somehow I didn't die. I was like, what the fuck? That thing could have killed me in 2 hits. I've got a webcam I need to set up really as well. I bought a green screen, I just haven't been asked to like set up my webcam. I don't even know where it is, I think it's on the floor. But I'm kind of looking forward to using it, I just sort of need to motivate myself. Hey Brock, how's it going? Not much, just fancied some Chill Slayer. I might play some Overwatch later, I'm not sure. I'm trying to practice Brigitte a bit, but I fancy just getting this task out of the way, seeing what I get next. Kind of hoping I get Avances or something that I can just sit and chill and do for ages, but like, we'll see how it goes. Winter top. I've never done that personally. I heard it's alright though. I probably will at some point if I do 99 fire making, but yeah. Infernal axe from it. Isn't that like a D-axe with one of those stones on it? The whatchamacallit stones from Hellhounds. Ah, shit. Yeah, I've killed those shit ton of Hellhounds. I've never had one of those. They're rare as fuck though, aren't they? Oh wow, the chatbot is working. What do you know? The ads from RS3. Yeah. I should really get one of those. But yeah, I need to get my code generator back for OSBuddy basically. I'm still waiting to speak to James, but he's busy right now with Mavericks, so it's kind of hard to get in touch with him. Fucking die, oh my god. Casually hit a 22 4 times. There we go. Nope. Nope. There we go. I don't know if I've got you added. Oh, I do. It's kind of weird, like, not using that account anymore, because like, there's been so much time put into it. It feels a bit weird. But I just have no motivation to play RS3 at the moment, so or ever again probably. So I don't know. I won't move the name, we'll see. It's kind of cool the chatbot works though. Oh, that 180's gonna bot me, ain't he? Yeah, he did. Fuck. It's fine. There we go. How much 120 prayer cost you? Because I figured bones might be expensive as shit. On RS3. 99 cost me enough on old school, but like, I'd imagine it's more expensive on RS3 for some reason. Yeah, fair. AFK pref method, what? What's that? It's also weird because there's so much shit that I don't know about old school, but there's like even more shit that I don't know about RS3, because like I'll occasionally look at like an RS3 streamer just out of curiosity, like if someone's doing Virago or something, but like I look at their interface and I don't even know what's going on here. And like I played that game for fucking years with a new interface thing, and I still don't understand it. That's fucking stupid. Fair enough though. I guess that's why there's so many people with 200 mil skills though, if you can just do shit like that. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, old school's getting easier as well though, but I don't think it'll ever be to the extent that RS3 is. Like, because it's pretty ridiculous. I was a bit bummed out that they made runecrafting easier. Oh yeah, Kelgot, thanks for the advice. I've done a lot of Jads in my time though, so I'm alright. But thank you. What? You got back-to-back hills? Can't you just buy a Zami Spear with that though, J Grey? I know this isn't Inferno, I'm disappointed with myself. Got a task though, mate. Can you get Zug tasks? Oh nah, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone. I've never been given one myself. Oh, after you complete it once, fair. That makes sense, I guess, because then, like, if you didn't complete it, you could just sort of wait for a task to make it easier. Because you'll have, like, the bonus damage and shit. So yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say, because, like, that's basically what I would do if I was gonna do it, just wait for a task. Have you had any more local raids, Link? Cool, see you in a bit, bro. Because I know you've been doing raids a bit, but I don't know how you've been doing with them. I know you got that Dex a couple weeks ago. Oh shit. Fair enough. Yeah, that's pretty difficult to do. I did that myself. Like when Old School came out, I was like, I wanted to get 99 RC like as my first 99 because I knew that like if I did that, like the money from 99 RC would set me up for a bunch of other skills, which it did. It bought me 99 prayer and range at the time, but prayer ended up being my first 99. I got an untrimmed prayer kit because divination came out on RS3 and I AFK'd that whilst I did prayer on Old School because I could. Kind of wish I'd finished off runecrafting first, but it's fine. I got it like a couple weeks later anyway, so it's alright. I think I was like 97 or 98 whenever I started my prayer. So I had untrimmed prayer kit for a bit on this account, which is pretty awesome. I also kind of wish I'd kept the untrimmed prayer kit. I'm not sure if there was any way you could though. There's something to do with like dropping skill kits on the floor and free to play and then telegrabbing them or some shit like that, I think. Then they just wouldn't trim. I've also been watching what is it? MMORPG and the other streamer do solo co-op recently. I know MMO got his Ellie recently. But I was trying to figure out like how many like specials that they do on co-op before they're like, okay, cool, I've done enough. Let's actually kill it now. Because it seems like, I mean, obviously they're Iron Men, so like they have no other way of doing it. But like, it seems like they spend an awful long time for like one kill. But in a way, it might be worth it because then you're not competing with people for kills, and you like if you get a drop, then it's guaranteed yours. So I guess it's worth it, even maybe if you're not an Iron Man. I mean, you can just do FFS or FFA, like if you're not an Iron Man, but like, even then, like you've got to be so fucking lucky because you've got to obviously get the kill over all these other people, and then it's got to be an Ellie. But if you're just doing it on your own, then it's going to take longer. But if you get a drop, then it's all yours. So I don't know. I guess it just depends what you fancy. I might have a look into the solo co-op method. I'm thinking they might nerf it at some point though, because it's kind of broken, but I guess if they do, then they kind of discontinue Iron Man Spirit Shields, because Iron Men are basically never going to have them after that, like, so I'm not even sure they can, like, realistically. I guess we'll see though. But yeah, the rejuvenation pool is fucking ridiculous, like. I thought my HP thing, the circle that goes around, wasn't working, but it seems to be. That's pretty cool. Don't want to get my lead by that boy. I do quite enjoy doing the fight caves though. Like, I've got to be like in the mood to do it though. Like, wait for him to do his thing. There we go. So he doesn't melee me between his anims. Because those fucking hurt. Like, there's been a couple of times where I've been stood in the middle of the room or whatever, and it's just spawned on top of me and then bops me for like a 47 or whatever stupid shit they hit. Let's find something decent. I need to swap up my playlist a bit. The only problem is, I'd use my Spotify playlist, but it means I can't fucking monetize the videos on YouTube if I do that. So, I don't know. I don't know how Twitch works, I need to kind of figure that out. I think Twitch is fine with it, or you can monetize, or like you can run ads on your Twitch streams or something. But I think it just censors the audio on them. I'm not sure, but it depends if you want people to watch back your previous streams or not. I guess. I don't know. I guess most people don't really care about that. It's more about the stream that you're doing like now, which makes sense. Fucking hate these 90s and 180s, 90s and 360s combo though. Like, they always seem to bot me for some reason as well. Like, always. It's the only reason I've got bruise on me, really. The last couple of waves always fucking, for some reason, wreck me. I do kind of want to try the Inferno at some point, just to get an idea of what I'm like, what to expect, maybe? But, there's so many fucking weird RuneScape songs in this playlist, what the fuck? See what I mean? This fucking 90 is just tearing me to pieces. Also, didn't even kill that one. There we go. I'll see if I can get a decent SGS spec on one of these things that spawn. There's a 90 over here, so I'll bop that boy. He's only got like 20 HP though, 40 or some shit. Didn't hit shit. The next wave's a 180 anyway, so it won't even have these 90s for another couple waves anyway, so we should be alright for a little while. Also still got Pie on. But yeah, I don't really want to brew until the last wave, so. But yeah, I need to rework this playlist, so I'm not really sure what to do about music. I might just start using my Spotify playlist, since I think everybody else does. Got another SGS spec in a sec, so I'll wait for the 180 and I'll use it on him. Don't know how that fucking 90 wrecked me so much though, holy shit. Where is he? He's gonna be over there somewhere, isn't he? Oh, no, there he is. Could have been better, but that'll do. I knew he was gonna move there. Didn't want to go running around the corner and get bopped to 40. We're on 47. Should be coming up on another couple of 90s soon. 222s. 222s, a 180 and a 360 maybe? Is that what we're running with here? Looks like it. And then the next one's gonna be a 45, a 180 and a 360. I think. And then a 90, a 180 and a 360. Some shit like that anyway. So I should get a 90 in the next like 2 waves-ish. There's also no one on Discord either. Ooh. Kill these 222s and I'll spec the 1A. That'll do, I guess. Not great, but whatever. Hey Via, how's it going? Probably the Bandos, because you can use it for like Slayer and shit. Whereas like, I mean the SGS you can only realistically, I mean, you can use it for other things, but like it's mainly a Slayer item. So if I was you, I'd go for the Bandos, so you've got like the gear to do like Slayer as well as like bosses and shit with. And then go for the SGS later on, or maybe like use the gear that you've got to do Sara or make the money to earn a Sara hilt. Sara Godsword even, not a Sara hilt, well I guess same thing, but whatever. So yeah, I'd go for the Bandos first personally. Because, yeah, you're not really going to use the SGS for anything other than Slayer. or at least I personally don't anyway. I don't know if you will, but it's decent for the occasional boss, I think. Like, depends what you're doing though, but can't really think of one that it's going to be incredibly useful for, that you wouldn't just use a different another different weapon for. But yeah, it's up to you really. Like, I would personally go for the Bandos though. Alright, what do we got here? 22, 45, there's going to be a 90 over there somewhere probably. Nope. 22, two 22s, a 45, a 180 and a 360. That's alright. So we're going to have two 45s, a 180 and a 360. Right? Something like that. Inferno Cape. I ain't got one yet. And this certainly isn't the Inferno, but I'm just doing a Slayer task. Yeah, I worked on OSBuddy. I founded the client with Matt. Basically, like, Matt did the coding and I did like some of the images, like the original minimap orbs I made, and I did a bunch of the advertising and stuff for it as well when we first did it, because it was just an idea, like, at first. And we just, like, we didn't even know how well it would work, but people kind of, like, we did simple shit, like the high scores, like, so, like, if you typed in someone's name in the high scores, and you were, like, nearby him, it would kind of auto-correct it. And that kind of thing was just, like, a super basic thing, but people really liked it, and then it kind of just opened the floodgates for, like, other different shit that, you know, people sort of wanted us to do, wanted Matt to do. Matt did the programming, basically. But yeah, and after that I did also, like, support and shit. Like, I was working for him. I was working for OSBuddy for a bit, and I did a bunch of community support. Basically, just answered tickets and, you know, talk to the community and all that other stuff. Thanks, Steph. I assume you mean the big Roger Skiller one? If that's the one you're looking at, I'm not sure which one you're looking at. Because I know your comments on YouTube, but my other thumbnail's on Twitch, so I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you. There's the 90. I always never seem to hit these either, which fucking sucks. Yeah, Vira, I use a service called Multistream that allows you to do both. Like, you don't stream to, like, you don't use double the bandwidth, like, as if you were streaming to two places at the same time. You just stream to Multistream, and then they'll broadcast it to both services, so, like, you don't have to worry about it wrecking your internet or whatever, like, if you're already struggling to stream on one platform. It's really good. Like, because obviously, like, I've got it, like, a bigger YouTube community than I do a Twitch community, so, like, if I stream to just Twitch, my YouTube subs are kind of missing out. So I like to stream to both for the time being. I think if you're partnered with Twitch, then it's different. Like, you're not allowed to stream to YouTube. But for now, I think it's fine. Oh shit, this is gonna fuck me up. I was expecting to get bopped to 40 there, but I didn't. Fuck that up. But yeah, I didn't get hit, so that's cool. But yeah, I'd recommend it. They're really good. I didn't even know you could do it until, like, I came back, and I'm glad that you can, because obviously it's a useful tool. And they don't, like, it doesn't look to be any, like, you know, downside to doing it either, really. Shit, fucking hell, that was a while ago. That was a while ago. Yeah, I did a lot of Virago. I kind of miss it. Like, if there's one thing I miss about RuneScape 3, it's Virago. But the problem is, like, I can't really get back into it now, like, because I don't have a comp cape or anything like that. Like, even if I wanted to, like, I couldn't just jump back into it and do Virago. There's just so much, like, new gear and shit that I don't have, so... There we go. Yeah, I think that's basically how we all went. Like when I was I basically, like, my entire childhood I spent playing RuneScape basically, and then like 2000, when old school came out, like it was like a super nostalgia trip for me, because back, like, some of my best times playing the game were, like, you know, like 2007, like God Wars time when it first came out, and that kind of shit. So to see old school come out and then God Wars come out again, it was just like, it was incredible, because it meant I could just sort of go back and experience all the stuff that I enjoyed when I was a kid, and like just do it all again basically. And I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people play old school, is just because it like appeals to, like, it's so nostalgic, and like most of the fun times they, like the super fun times they have playing the game, or they remember like from the game, were like from the 2007 2008 kind of era. Obviously before they removed free trade was at the end of 2007, so not that, but before then. Oh yeah, I totally agree. Like I did a lot of necks as well. I was in a clan called Pride and Domination. You might have been around then. You might have even been in that clan. I'm not sure. But they were basically just a next free for all clan for when that boss came out. And then like there was a whole bunch of us that we used to just free for all the boss all the time, and we're getting splits of like 1.4 bill per next body drops and shit like that. It was incredible. This was like before comp capes came out. I remember like after comp capes came out, I was like the only person in the clan that had a comp cape, and I was like, they banned me from using it at the FFAs because they were they were overpowered. It was like, yeah, you can't use a comp cape here, like, because nobody else has one. It's not fair, and they're overpowered. And then and then like look at them now, like everybody has them, so it's just like whatever. But yeah. Nah, but yeah, next free for alls were definitely another one of my like golden age eras of RS3, I think. And like I kind of hope that that they put next in old school, like more just for the experience rather than the gear, because I feel like the gear was a bit overpowered. But at the same time, like there was 2 updates to Nex, because when they brought Nex out originally, like the drops were rare as fuck, like, and nobody really wanted to, like, there was obviously the influx of the hype from the original update, you know, people wanting to do the boss and get the super valuable armor drops that it had. But after that kind of died down, they kind of realized that the boss was too hard and people didn't want to do it because it was too hard. But at the same time, I feel like because the rewards were so good, it was worth having the boss too hard, because the people that made the effort to go there to get the drops, like, kind of deserved them. But instead they released another update to it called the Next Big Thing, and that was when they made ceremonial armor allow you through the door, and that kind of thing. So like it gave a value to ceremonial armor, which was previously only cosmetic, and then it basically made the boss like a shit ton easier. And they also, like, I think they like half the drop rates. So like what happened was, obviously there was a shit ton more like Nex armor and stuff like coming into the game. A lot more people were doing Nex because it was more accessible, and then like Nex armor just crashed, which was kind of a shame, because like the people that did put the effort in to do the boss, like, kind of were getting a bit screwed, because it just became so much easier to do for everybody. And I feel like a boss like that needs to be difficult, especially if they're going to release armor like that powerful. which at the time, I guess it was just a shame more than anything else that they felt like they had to do that. So I'm hoping if they release next again, they don't do that. But we'll see. Like, I'd like if they do release it and they do release the armor, I want them to keep it. I want them to keep the armor like rare and valuable, and the boss difficult, because like that's the whole point of Next for me, was like that it was just super difficult, and it was just like one of those like encounters that just took like I think like originally it was like a 10-minute boss fight or something like that. But yeah, it was definitely a golden age, like of my personal RuneScape experience, and like I do miss that. But I'm not sure if I want them to add it to old school or not. I guess, you know, we just have to sort of wait and see what happens. But yeah, see. The thing is, with summoning though, like it just like summoning kind of devalues a bunch of other stuff as well. Like, I like the idea of it, and I liked how like convenient and stuff it was. Like, for example, you could take like a unicorn stallion to Armadillo and just stay there forever. And I remember that being one of the big things, like because we used to do a lot of Armadillo back in the day, and I remember like. We used to do like bosses with King Duffy 1 and like some other people, and like they were like they'd rock up with unicorn stallions and just live there, because you could just use the unicorn stallion scrolls and have like basically unlimited HP in your invent, like stackable, which was overpowered as fuck, but like people would live there. And I remember like wanting 88 summoning like for that, because I knew that like obviously that was, if you had 88 summoning you could just live at bosses. But like I wouldn't want the same thing in old school, because I feel like part of the reason boss drops are so valuable is because like bosses are a pain in the arse to do sometimes. Like people go up to Armadillo, you know, obviously you can do the black chin method, but even then that's expensive as shit. You're paying like what, you know, 3 mil a trip for black chins to go to Armadillo, and you're killing like I don't know 30 or 40 of them if you're lucky. And you're relying on a drop. Yeah, you know, it's not that unlikely, but at the same time, people don't want to spend that money. So you've kind of got to put risk in for reward. But with summoning, you don't really have to do that, because you can just fill a yak with you know, with fucking brews or whatever, and just take it to whatever boss you were going to, and you could just live there for an eternity. And just take like 3 more yak pouches inside your yak, and you're good to go for hours. And I don't like that idea, but I like the concept of it. Yeah, of course. I totally agree with you. I knew I forgot something. I forgot fucking restores, didn't I? Let's hope I don't have to brew. I don't think I will have to brew. But yeah, that's fine. It's funny that it took me now to fucking realise that I'd forgotten restores. But yeah, like it is what it is really. Like I think like there's some kind of want for it, but I don't think it would fit old school. Like, because I just don't think it is. I just don't think it is old school. It's funny you say that, Shredder. I just thought the same thing. There he is. But yeah, it's. I don't know. It's one of those like super controversial things. Like, I guess there's some kind of a want for it, but. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of potential for the game to change over the years. Please don't believe me. Please don't believe me. But yeah. Yeah. I agree, like, there does have to be some kind of progress. These fuckers are healing them. Probably out damage them anyway. But, yeah, I mean, obviously there's still a lot of time for see what happens. So. But I don't know, like I can see the wants and you know whatnot for summoning, but there's all kinds of things that I think people want and would be super controversial at the same time. Yeah, I see what you mean. There was old school HD or whatever that was a thing for a little while. They started work on 2010 graphics, but they never really. I think Jagex shut them down or something. Something happened. Supers, fuck that. So they never really got far, but there was like some want for their what they were doing. And what they did looked pretty good as well. Like, I don't know if you ever saw the screenshots of it. They were posted on Reddit occasionally, and like it looked authentic. Like, so I don't know what they were doing with the graphics engine or what, but I think they were just doing like a client or something that would simulate the graphics from 2010. But yeah. It did look super impressive, and like it's a shame they didn't get to do it because I think it would have been a nice toggle option for a bunch of people. But yeah, I guess obviously Jagex have their reasons for not wanting them to do that. Yeah, chaotic I kind of miss chaotic weapons, mainly because like doing Bandos or whatever with a chaotic longsword, that kind of thing. Bandos, chaotic longsword, and like divine spirit shield. I was like one of the few people with a divine spirit shield back in the day. Welcome back, Link. Like. I remember how ridiculously overpowered it was, and it was just, I don't know, it was one of those cool things where you could just sort of chill there for a bit and, you know, hope for a drop. But at the same time, it was overpowered. It really was. So. What do I need? I've got extended anti-fires somewhere. I think anyway. I'll go and buy some more. Yeah, Bandos. I did enjoy solo on Bandos. I made a bunch of money. I remember doing like solo trips at like 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And just like, you know, flipping my shit out whenever I got like a 20 mil Bandos chestplate drop, like just doing one kill. Yeah, I agree with you, it does kind of feel like a private server at the moment, but I guess it's mainly because they sort of want it to take a different direction to a different direction to what Mainscape took anyway. So like there's going to be a bunch of different stuff there that you know, I don't even know where best to fucking kill these dragons, really. Yeah, old school is Mainscape. It's becoming Mainscape, like, for sure. Like, it's crazy how, like, I mean, it's got more players than Mainscape at the moment. Spring 2011 onward was downfall of the game, they updated. Yeah, I agree. Like, I wasn't happy really when they updated, you know, fucking Bandos graphics and, or like, just like God Wars graphics and stuff in general. I mean, I guess they kind of had to, because obviously the game is changing, but they changed unnecessary things. Like, I think Nex was fine the way she was, but at the same time, I guess they wanted to make her consistent with the rest of God Wars. Also, what am I doing? Yeah, I think the problem with EOC was that it was forced upon people too quickly. Like, the concept of it was good, and I think because it kind of the concept of it was good because it kind of increased the, you know, the sort of boss functionality and stuff, like, so you could, you know, do bosses with more complex mechanics, and like things like Virago, for example. And I feel like EOC was inevitable anyway. Like, it was gonna happen. But the problem with EOC was that it was too quick. Like, they should have taken more time with, you know, given it more dev time, made sure it was perfect, because even when EOC came out, like, there was like bosses and shit that were just like, had like, not bosses, sorry, fucking like monsters that were just not balanced for EOC. Like, I think grot worms were one of them, maybe. But you could go down there and just one-hit things, because obviously their HP hadn't been updated for you know, the EOC system. So obviously, like, things were just, it was just ridiculous, basically. And things just didn't work. And I think that what they should have done is spent more time, like, kind of refining it, making sure that, like, everybody was happy with it, at least for the most part, and then, like, everything worked, and then kind of doing it. But, like, they sort of just, they rushed it out a bit, which was a bit of a shame. The concept was good, but it was kind of poorly executed. Yeah, I can't be asked for KBD. Otherwise, I would. Is there an easier way to get up there, by the way? Like, because I think, as far as I know, it's just the you have to teleport up there in the wilderness and go and do it that way. Yeah, it does make things a bit irrelevant. Like, there was a lot of items, like, I think, that were just useless after EOC. Like, defenders, for example. Like, defenders had no use whatsoever after EOC came out for the longest time. And I think that was a problem because they were such a, like, a used item before, and they just became useless. Burning amulet gets you close. I've never used one of those. How, do they cost much, or are they cheap? And yeah, Alkin, yeah, Alkin's videos were pretty cool. I used to talk to him a bit. I also met him in real life when we went to Jagex for the Legacy visit. Like, we Jagex invited us down there to test the Legacy combat update when they did that. which was pretty cool. They put us up in like apartments and stuff for the weekend. And like had us in the studio and stuff. That was interesting. I think OSBuddy is another one of the people there as well, and there's some others. But yeah, it was for sure an experience. Like, I'm not sure how I felt about the whole thing, because I kind of like, I enjoyed EOC, like, and I enjoyed like bosses like Virago, because Virago is just incredible. I am streaming on Twitch. I stream on both at the same time, Link. Don't know if I set that up or not. Not sure if I did. Probably didn't. There you go. Yeah, I stream on both at the same time because obviously, like, I've got subs on YouTube that aren't following me on Twitch and whatnot. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put the Twitch link in chat. If you wouldn't mind following me, that'd be sweet, because I'm trying to get partnership, and I think one of the things that you can't do when you've got partnership is stream on YouTube. So but yeah, I don't know. Like, EOC was great in a way, but at the same time not. Is one of those hugely controversial things as well. Like, a lot of people quit and didn't like it, and it was for sure a weird experience for everybody involved. But yeah, I think my overall consensus on the update was that it was good, but it was rushed, and they should have spent more time on it. But whatever. What happened happened. And there's not much we can do about it now. But yeah. I'm also wearing a Fury and not my Torture. Link, how's your raids been going? I asked this earlier, but I don't know if you heard me or not. Oh wait, you said fucking runecrafting, didn't you? My bad. And so, Dragonhead. Always looks weird. Hey TJ, how's it going? I do need to set up some more stream shit though. How far are you off maxing these days? Shit. That's not far at all. How long do you think it'll take you to finish it off? Because that seems close, but like, obviously you've got to sort of take into account all of the skills that you've got left are going to be in the 90s, basically, so... Oh, you've only got RC and mining left. Shit, nice. Yeah, they're pretty good. One of the things I want to do is max, but I just like finding the time for it is just kind of, it's just hard because obviously I'm trying to play Overwatch and stuff at the same time, and also I'm working a lot, and I want to play old school whenever I've got time between those two things, so... Nice, DJ. Yeah, I think they did a good job with like the Infernal Kit as a prestigious item. Ah shit, we're both in the same club then. The old 40-hour work week. Oh. I should really be picking up half this shit, but whatever. I haven't had a Visage on old school yet, and I've killed quite a lot of dragons. What happened to my red? How do you know I had a red party hat? I sold it for a Divine Spirit Shield ages ago. I had a red and a purple. Funny story with the purple, actually. Oh, okay. Did you see the video that I made about the how I lost the purple? Because that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this was back when Divines were like a build though, like, and I don't think Reds were much less than that at the time. I've got a picture of the trade somewhere, I'd have to dig it out, but yeah, I traded, like, I did a bunch of weird trades for party hats. Red was one of them. I had a red and a purple. I got the purple as a gift for my birthday from Jord. And I got lured for it because I was being an idiot and I hadn't slept in 35 hours and I was trying to outsmart some people that were being dickheads, and I got outsmarted because I was really tired and I lost the purple because of it. Funny thing is, I still see those people comment on my videos like laughing at me about it, and like the day they did it, I remember telling them, yeah, I lost my red to a Divine Spirit Shield. Like, but this was years ago though, like years ago. The purple, when I lost it, like I felt bad about it because it was a gift, and I felt like an arsehole. I did eventually pay Jord back though. I got him the money back and gave him it all back. But I felt horrible about it because I was using it to outsmart people that were being dickheads, and because I was tired, I wasn't thinking straight and ended up losing it myself, which was a shame, but obviously shit happens, you learn from your mistakes kind of thing. Yeah, so, but these people like comment on my videos and streams and shit occasionally, and I wouldn't care, but like I told them the day they did it, like I said, like, props to you because I'm not an easy person to scam, and like you managed to scam me, so like good job, like genuinely well done. It's not an easy thing to do. And I wasn't like mad about it or anything. I was a bit disappointed with myself for falling for that scam, but at the same time, like, credit where, you know, credit's due. Like, they scammed someone that was pretty knowledgeable of how the game works, so in my eyes, they deserved the reward. You know, props to them. And I deserved it for being a retard, so there's that. But yeah, it's just karma, really. Like, and then I spent a lot of time trying to get them banned for it. So yeah, not really sure how they could have done the res though, like any other way, because there was polls for it. Yeah, I know. I need to sell my Fury. I need to buy the other, like the range amulet though before I sell it. Because I've got a torture, I just don't have the range one yet. I'm gonna buy one though. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, they pulled the res years ago. Like when Old School first came out, because it was like one of the first discussions that people really had about the game was. Yeah, I know I should be. I forgot to swap it out after my fight the caves task though. Was like, what should we do with res? Like, how should we do this? And it was like, they basically like came up with a bunch of ideas, and one of them was like, should we just have them randomly spawn at Christmas? Because the problem is, like, if they gave them out for one event at Christmas and then never again, they wouldn't really ever be discontinued, because I mean they would be, but they wouldn't really ever have value anyway, because people would know that they're never coming again, and like, so just like stock the hell up on them on like when they're available. So like you'd have people with stacks and stacks and stacks of them waiting for them to gain value, and then they just never would because everybody knew about them. So it was kind of a hard situation. I think, like, based on the options they had, I think they did kind of well, because they were on about like having them as rewards, like super rare rewards from clue scrolls, and which I think also would have been a cool idea. I think another option they suggested was like a super rare drop from boss monsters, which I also thought was really cool, because then like they'd actually have value, because people would, you know, they'd be sought after. If they made them like 1 in like 10,000 or something stupid. But I don't think what they did was a bad thing. So yeah, based on the options we had, I don't think it was terrible. But obviously, I mean, they're just there as cosmetic things, really. So it is what it is. Yeah, the fish mask was a joke though, like total joke. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like, obviously, Old School's gone in a different direction to RS3, so like, you know, like having rares as like, or discontinued items as a focus, kind of, I guess it opens the way for like items like Twisted Bows to be more valuable, because like, I think if discontinued items were like more valuable than like Twisted, or like, you know, like super valuable like they're on RS3, like items like Twisted Bows just wouldn't be as valuable, because obviously the focus would be on the discontinueds. But like, because we've got items like the Twisted Bow that are actually useful, and you know, like are worth a lot of money, then it means that something that has use has value, rather than something that is completely useless is worth a lot of money, which makes more sense. But yeah, it's interesting for sure. I mean, they could maybe, like, I guess if they wanted to release a discontinued item, they maybe could, like, get away with it and just release something that's like, you know, that people don't know is discontinued, and then like later on down the line say, hey, this is a discontinued item now because we're not going to release it again, and then it becomes one. But then it's kind of it would take years for anything like that to gain value unless it was rare anyway. What was that? 2011 scope was a thing. Was the game flawed or were things in check? I remember things being a lot more balanced than they are in RS3, still a lot more reasonable than OS7 is right now. I think there were things that were broken, but like obviously you had like Nex armors and shit like that. Yeah, maybe it just felt better because the high level content actually meant something, whereas like with RS3 there doesn't seem to be that much difference between high level or like high tier items. Like whereas like Nex armors and shit stood out. Obviously you had PvP armors back then though, which was you don't have in old school obviously, which were in my opinion pretty broken. I guess you've got the equivalent of the Statius Warhammer, which is the Dragon Warhammer in old school now. I don't think there is an equivalent to the Vesta Spear. I mean, I guess the Zami Hasta, or I mean, the Zami Spear isn't really the same. Yeah, Dragon Warhammer's OP as fuck. The Twisted Bow is also OP as fuck though, but at least it's worth what it is. Maybe like I don't even think I'd pay 1.2 build for a Twisted Bow. Yeah, of course. PvP armors were just, I don't know, they were mainly a PvP thing, but obviously like Vesta Spears were used for like crashing corp teams and shit like that, because obviously like they were way more accurate than like a Zami Spear back in the day. I can't afford one, otherwise I would have one. But yeah, Vesta Spears I remember were a particular pain in the ass, just because of you know, Corp Beast and that kind of thing. And I was doing a lot of Corp FFA back then as well, so like to have people come crash you with Vesta Spears was a bit of a piss take. Time to cash out the bank and buy fun. Ah, fuck that, mate. Fuck that. It's not worth it. But yeah, PvP armors were for sure interesting things. There's like what, Zuriel's, Statius, Vesta. There was a Vesta longsword as well. Shit, that was broken. I remember people speccing like 50s with it or something. Like, I remember them being expensive, but they also degraded to dust, didn't they? Hey, I recognize your name. It has been a while. But yeah, PvP armors were broken, but I think the Dragon Warhammer on old school is pretty broken. But compared to the Twisted Bow, I'm not sure it is. Oh fucking hell! Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot. Yeah, compared to the Twisted Bow, I'm not sure it is. Yeah. Yeah, Prez, like, 100% protect you as well, which I guess is another flaw, but like, I don't know, it just also sort of works. Yeah, we have Tiki in, and what was it that you said earlier? Fucking prayer flicking. I mean, see, the thing is, like, you don't often see people doing it, like, consistently, though. Like, because it's effort to do, and, like, I guess people like Wooks that are just incredible at it will do it. But, like, it's something that's super difficult to master. I think maybe if it became a problem and like everybody was doing it for everything and like new bosses were just like pointless because people were just prayer flicking and shit like that. I feel like that's the point that, at which they'd fix it. But for now, whilst it's it takes a lot of kind of skill to do, and it's not easy, then I think they'll probably leave it for a while. Really? You think a lot of people prayer flick? Maybe I'm just like kind of disconnected with the whole PvP community thing. I mean, it makes sense that a lot of people do, since it's an easy thing. Like it's I guess it's an easy way to last. I say easy. I just contradicted myself. It's not easy, but if you can master it, then it is. To like stay at bosses for ages or whatever. Yeah, majority. Yeah. I don't know how. You know, obviously in the top end of the PvP community, I guess. But even then, like prayer flicking, I guess is only really useful for things that like kiln and stuff. Problem is we have things like Inferno where the skill aspect is based off of prayer switching 3 Jads. I feel like the PVM system kind of capitalizes on weird mechanics that are clunky and not streamlined. Yeah, that's an interesting opinion. Prayer flicking for the most part isn't worth doing in my opinion unless you're not able to complete whatever you're doing without it. I full DK task / Inferno. If you're an Iron Man, I'd say it's worth doing too. Yeah, it's not something I particularly do either. Like I just can't be bothered most of the time. I reckon if I set my mind to it, I could, but I just can't be arsed. And there's not really any kind of places that I'd want to do it other than Inferno, but I haven't done the Inferno yet, so. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever get an Infernal kit. I quite like the idea of like eventually maybe getting one, but I don't think it's something I'll do until after I'm maxed, just because I won't really have a goal after that has happened besides that. So I guess the Inferno kit could be, you know, fucking water fiends. Are you kidding me? Black dragons again. Nice. Okay. Removal of prayer flick and then introduction of Bob. What, you mean Beasts of Burden? Or something else that I'm missing? See, I don't know how I feel about Beasts of Burden. I don't feel like they really have a place in old school. That'll do. No, it won't. Yeah, curses maybe, but I don't think summoning ever will. Because curses, I don't think are super overpowered. I mean, they're pretty ridiculous, but like... Oh, I guess, oh shit, I forgot about like soul split and shit. Yeah, I know, I should probably do babies, but... I quite like the idea of a visage, so... I am a super inefficient slayer, so... I just kind of, like, it's my, like, chill out thing, like... So I just sort of do it my own way. But yeah, I'm sorry if it's triggering. Yeah, the problem is if they did that, they'd split the community again. And I don't think they want to split it again. Even though like old school has been really successful. I don't think it's something they'd want to do again. Because I feel like another game would like detract from what old school is or can be, and just split the community further. I think the reason old school is here though is because like it is something that they couldn't ever do with RS3, and that like gives a lot of people reason to play the game again, like even if they like don't enjoy it now. Like, I don't think there's anything in old school really that people are like super pissed off about either. I mean, there's things that I think people have already stopped playing for, but like there's nothing game changing like removal of free trade or EOC or anything like that that would, you know, cause a massive uproar, because obviously like everything like that goes into the game has to be voted in by the majority of players. So if there's something that is going to be massively disliked by people, then it's just not going to get voted in. Simple as that. Which I think is another great reason that, you know, people play old school, I guess. Fucking hell, that was good. But yeah, the reason it appeals to me is just because I had so much fun back in 2007 playing like old school, like God Wars and whatnot. Like, I wasn't ever a big PK, but you know, I can see the appeal. Oh my god, it's so real 2007. Shit. Yeah, oh, see, that's another thing I miss, TJ. Like the one item PK trip. Do you remember that the one time we went up there and we were stood like next to the hill, and there was a guy up top or at the bottom of it, or like he was trying to lure us, and I went down there to like TB him, and there's a bunch of people, and you were like, don't do it, don't do it. There's a bunch of people on the don't do it. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, don't do it. And then there was like you, Rob, and like Mike, and I think a couple of other people in TeamSpeak at the time telling me not to do it. And I went and did it anyway, and I just got absolutely sat down. Oh yeah, Mark Ando for shit. I haven't spoken to him in years. Fuck. Yeah, those are the days I miss though, like, we had so much fun. Oh, did he? In a way, I'm kind of not surprised, he was a bit sketchy. Also, thanks for the follow, Andrew. Yeah, I remember that. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, I do miss those like one item PK trips. It's a shame we haven't really done that again since Old School came out. Nice though. That's awesome. We need to do some Brigitte testing later on. Yeah, I'm game for it. How active is the Wildy though? Like, because back in the day when we used to like one item and shit, like, we had a lot of fun. Wildy's dead as fuck. I guess everyone's on Deadman though, right? All the PvP people? Because, I mean, I guess with Deadman you've got like the opportunity to win like $20,000 or whatever ridiculous amount of money it is. So I guess all the PvP interested people have gone to Deadman. I don't know, I do kind of miss the wilderness though, like, like, do you remember like, one item in at Mage Bank, TJ? I can remember like, we were up there, and like, we were outside of the Mage Bank like lever, and there was a guy that tellied out in like basically full mage shit, like Aram's Master 1 Mage's book, and we were also there was like me, you, Rob, Mark, and I think a couple of others. Yeah, I remember that as well. I can't remember what he said, but I remember it was pretty questionable. Didn't you get muted once though for calling Rob a Mexican cotton picker or something? You said something racist like that. At Clan Wars? Or it might have been Rob that said it. You know, I got muted a couple of years back, TJ. My first mute ever. Because somebody was being an idiot on the forums, and I think they were talking about lures or something, and they were asking like why they do it, and I called them a cunt, and I wouldn't care, but like I didn't notice the 2-day mute because obviously I wasn't playing the game. I think I was like flaming somebody on the forum, like on the forums at the time, like just reading random threads. And I wouldn't care, but they didn't hide my post or anything. Like, I just got like a manual 2-day mute from somebody. And the evidence was just like a quote of my forum post. And that was it. And I didn't notice until like a couple weeks later, and I was like looking through my account, and I was like, why have I got an offense here that's just a 2-day mute? Like, why did I get muted? What did I do? I looked at the offense, and it was just like me calling somebody a cunt on the forums. And I was like, oh. Didn't even know that happened. Sato is an OG though, Vi, you're right. That's good to know. I kind of miss like back in the day making videos and shit. Like, I've been trying to find content to like actively make videos about, but it's kind of hard because everybody kind of like sort of fills the areas that I would, you know, cover. Apart from the bot busting stuff, but like I don't know enough about how that works these days to. Yeah, I think the reason I got muted though was because I directed it at somebody, like I called somebody a cunt, but yeah, I think if you just said cunt, you probably wouldn't get muted. Well, maybe you would, I guess it's a questionable word, but... thanks for the follow, Destinations. How's it going, dude? Yeah, it's kind of cool that we can sort of think about all the cool shit that happened, and I guess all the bad stuff that happened as well. But yeah. I don't know, like, it's kind of hard for me to like stream as well, because like I don't really want to stream content that isn't interesting to watch, but I guess like I don't know, it's kind of hard because I'd like to stream bosses and stuff, but it's also find the time to do that. The town drunk, fucking hell. Yeah, I did a lot of anti-cheating stuff. Like, I guess that was what kind of got me known, sort of thing, which I'm proud of. I'm like, I'm happy it was anti-cheating stuff, rather than being a dickhead myself. But yeah, the OG WoW days, like, I kind of regret not starting back then because I feel like I would have enjoyed it. But I was like, the problem was I was like so far in a like RS at the time, like it was ridiculous. If I could go back and change things, I'd change that. Skull and Green Dragon bots, yeah, man. Like, I was talking to some people at work about this the other day, like, just the kind of stuff that we used to do to like kill these bots, and like how we used to kill like Ivy bots with exploding toads and things like that. Like just the way we kind of exploited the way the bots worked to make a lot of money, and I kind of miss doing that. But like, I don't know enough about the scripts and stuff now these days. I mean, I could probably look into it, see what I can get. But also the issue was that as soon as I released a bot killing video, they were patched with like the next day. They're releasing a new DLC in a few months, aren't they? On WoW. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm probably gonna. I don't know if anyone played Destiny 2 either. That was alright. The problem is the end game though. I don't think there's enough content on the at the end game to, you know, the story and stuff's great though. Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons old school gets new players, because you can just sort of pick it up and start playing. And like it doesn't, I mean, yeah, it takes time, but like with RS3 you've got like the whole new interface system and stuff. I don't feel like the interface system is really explained enough, and it's too confusing for new players. So like you start the tutorial and you're just like, what the hell's going on? But with old school, everybody, like, it's just kind of, you know, you can kind of figure it out yourself in minutes. You know, anybody can figure it out. It's really intuitive. But the RS3 interface is certainly not. Yeah, I thought it was about September. And Destiny 2, I would say, is an incomplete game, yeah. See, the raid is good, but it's a shame there's only one of them, and there's only a few nightfalls and strikes. The story content is good, but there's just not enough to do at the end game. It's just the same stuff, and you're limited like by the week. So like you can only basically play the game once a week, which is a shame. Well, it's the same thing set with the comp cape and stuff. Like you basically need a comp cape or a max cape to be able to do PVM like efficiently. I mean, I guess, you know, you could basically just, as you said, put a cosmetic override there and hide your override so people can't see it. But like, you're also like, if you're doing free for all stuff, you're not going to be getting drops, and it's not like if I wanted to log into RS3 today and go and do Virago, like I couldn't do it because people would just be like, you haven't got the gear. And I don't know what the gear is these days. Like there's so many like new invention things, and there's like, you know, like all kinds of new gear that I just don't have. And that's not even to mention the comp cape or the max cape or whatever. Yeah, I made a video like a while ago, like years ago, about RS dailies. And I remember thinking at the time I made that video that like it would take you literally all day to do every daily. So you could basically log in, do every daily in the game, and then you wouldn't have time to do anything else. I mean, I guess it's a good thing in a way that like they sort of keep you, like they give you something to do when you've got nothing else to do. But I feel like there was too many. Oh yeah, divination kind of sucked. I didn't enjoy really doing that. Yeah, I agree. Daily should only ever really be at most better than, slightly better than regular training. And yeah, the battle staffs is like an achievement diary thing, right? Something like that. Hey Ruka, how's it going? Yeah, when you get elite, it covers membership costs. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Like, I don't even know if you're pro or not, Link, but there you go. Do I have a good mouse? I've got a Razer Death Adder, I think. So yeah, I could maybe do the new one. I've had this one for a while, but it is good. Why? I mean, it works for Overwatch anyway, so. Yeah. I don't know how RS3 really works with ticks and whatnot. Yeah, the new fight curves on old school basically is like, apparently it's just prayer flicking for like 2 hours according to Via or Link, one of the two. Can't remember who said it. Yeah, I think it's because the engine is completely different. Oh, I was just on about prayer flicking in the Inferno, Link. I couldn't remember if it was you or Via that said that it was basically just prayer flicking for 2 hours. It's one of the two. Yeah, I've been meaning to give it a go at some point though, just to kind of see how it is. I also miss Smokey. I haven't spoken to him in so long. I occasionally just watch his videos just to listen to his voice, because he's got one of those he's just got one of those voices that you can just sit and listen to for ages, or at least I can anyway. As weird as that is. Hello and welcome. I don't know where he went though, like I see him like tweet very occasionally, but he kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. As did everybody else. Nils to Bills, yeah, that was good. Oh yeah, like I can't even imagine doing Inferno as a Slayer task. Yeah, Seto did die. No, but like the thing is, Seto, like me and you like spoke during your hiatus. Like you disappeared from YouTube and Twitch and shit, but like it's not like you disappeared completely. Like we were still talking and shit. Like, and I was like, I remember asking you every week whether or not you were gonna do that return video or not, and you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then you eventually did. And I think the day you uploaded it was like the day I was on my way home on a train for Christmas. Yeah, soon too. I ended up watching your video on a train home. On a 3-hour train home. Yeah, I was watching OSRS videos like a few days ago as well, Because he did like a stream of the Fight Kiln when that came out, and I was curious as to like, because I remember him being the first to do it, and I was curious as to like how hard it was on day one, and it was. I remember him being disappointed because he sort of just he was disappointed that the Harakin wasn't ridiculous. But yeah. Rare demons, I'll take that.
Hey, what's going on guys, James here, and this morning I'm just doing a really quick video, and it's going to be my opinions on why you shouldn't alch. So while we're doing this, we often get a lot of messages of people asking what items they should alch, and this morning...
Rune Shark, that's a blast from the past. Could do a Zami task, but it's just effort. And I'm no good at Zami boss, I always get wrecked. I do have an arc light though, but yeah. Can't really be arsed with it. But yeah. I think I'm going to end the stream here. Might maybe do one later on or tomorrow, depending on if I get like a boss task or something. If I get an Armadillo task, then I'll start streaming again. If not, then maybe not. But I'll stream tomorrow. I've also got 4 days off, so I'll try and stream during that time as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. No, I'm not going to bed. I'm just going to stop the stream for now. I'll be on Discord if you want to chat. Is that it? Does that work? There you go. But yeah, if you want to join my Discord, join my Discord. Yeah, I need to fix that as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also follow if you haven't already, please. Love you.